Someday this will load. Okay, it appears I am on a planet somewhere in space. Oh man. Okay, I think I have my video settings turned way too high up. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's a lot of stars. So many things. All the things. I think this star scale size thing is way too much. That's a bit better. Okay. Space. Let's go ahead and get started here. It has been over a month since I recorded one of these videos, so, yeah. Yeah. Whoops. Let's see. I'm going through the comments right now. Someone commented on all the mid-rolls in the past video. When you click the suggested ads, I don't know, you'd have to be partnered to understand what I'm talking about. You can select like suggested ad placements on YouTube, and it'll just dump like 30 ads into an hour-long video. It's crazy. So I had to reduce the ads in the previous video because for some reason it was giving like an ad every 5 minutes, and that was way too much. Anyways, let's go ahead and grab the first suggestion here from the Redstone Hive. It's one I apparently missed in the previous video, so I'm going to go ahead and just paste it in. Yeah, okay, let's read the comment. I have multiple suggestions for the planet's breathable atmosphere. I guess I'll start posting them over the next few videos. Here's the first one I found. See the description below. I hope it loads the rest of the comments for you. Okay. I hate it when you hit that. Okay. Read more. Oh, there's a second suggestion here. Oh, wait. What? Is it just like a copy-paste of the same comment? No. Same idea, it looks like. As breathable atmosphere, the right altitude, the air is very thin, but survival is possible. CO2 is a little high. Yeah, but you could probably adapt to that over a few generations. Okay. Let's go ahead and fly down. Oxygen, CO2, no nitrogen as the primary atmosphere composition here. Let's go ahead and slow down a little bit. It is a cool desert with life, organic unicellular. And pardon if I cough or anything like that. You guys will see that in one of my next videos here. I've had a pretty bad cold over the past 2 weeks, so I've not been recording much. I've just been uploading a lot of backlog of Antichamber, and I do have the final episode currently in the works, and it should be released either the day after this video, or probably the same day within like a couple hours of each other. So yeah, I'm going to get the last part of Antichamber up, and then I have another game that I'm starting right now. And it's a little bit less relevant to this channel, but I wanted to play it. So, yeah. I'm not going to upload that until I get the entire game completed, because people really love to spoil that game, though. And then there's like a few other games I do want to play. I wanted to do a bunch of horror games and stuff for October, because October, and I couldn't get around to it because I was sick, and I couldn't really find any good time windows to like set up my recording setup and actually record anything. But I wanted to play some like older horror games like Amnesia and stuff like that, because I do have like copies of that and I never played it or really seen any playthroughs of it. I mean, I know it's like the most typical game for people to play on YouTube, but you know, it's just stuff I have and stuff I kind of want to play, and it's just stuff to kind of put on my channel, I guess, because I'm trying to move over to a little bit more gaming content, as I've mentioned in the last SpaceEngine Exploration. And I can't really think of many games. I have a huge backlog of games I've just never played, but I've bought over the years. So, really, I'm just trying to grind through that a little bit. Like, I've had Antichamber for quite a while, but I've never bothered to play it. Until Renato basically suggested it, and I was like, yeah, I can see that being a fitting game for the channel. Let's try that. So I went ahead and gave it a shot, and it seemed like it was taken pretty well on the channel, at least. So that's good. I think I'll be right back, because my microphone's doing weird stuff. Had to tighten my microphone mount because it started like falling backwards, so should be good now. probably jump cut that because it was probably very loud. It didn't take any time at all to fix that though. Anyways, let's see. The atmospheric pressure is currently at 0.34, that of Earth, so 34%. At this level, it's only 17%. So we're at a pretty high altitude though. So at sea level, let's see, there is no sea level, there's no sea, it's a desert. I could try landing in the center of like one of these salt lakes. And that gets us pretty close to the atmospheric pressure of this planet. So 32% of that of Earth where we're currently at. That's pretty thin atmosphere. In fact, I think that's less than basically being at the top of Everest. I could be wrong. I don't know that number off the top of my head, but I think that is less. So I think it would be, if you were to basically just teleport without acclimating to this environment, for example, and you were on this planet, you would suffocate, and yeah, that would be no good. I'm trying to think of the term for it. I'm gonna have to look this up real quick. Okay, I got it. So it's called hypoxia, where you basically run out of oxygen and your brain starts to shut down and you basically become completely unaware of the situation you're in. So you'd experience hypoxia and then you'd basically suffocate over the course of probably a couple minutes if you were in this kind of atmosphere. So it would take a lot of adaptation to be able to survive in an atmosphere like this because it's just way too thin. But the primary composition is oxygen, so you might be able to get enough oxygen to the brain, but I kind of have my doubts. There's just really not enough pressure here. But I could be wrong. I'm no expert of this, and all I did was a quick Google search. So feel free to correct me down in the comments below and let me know kind of the situation on that, because I'm kind of curious. Man. That load time on that. I'm gonna see if I can adjust that a little bit. There we go. Oh wow, I killed the frame rate when I turned that up. Ouch. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from JRS152. Let's go ahead and select this. They posted multiple suggestions, but I'll go to this one called Chocolate Chip Cookie, and no further description than that, I don't think. It's called Titan in an elliptical type galaxy, and I can see how it has a cookie-like appearance. Let's make sure, yeah, let's enable our clouds. Got a neat little spiral right here. I'm seeing like a poor gradient there. Is the dithering is not turned on. There we go. Now that looks a lot smoother. Dithering is like a subtle noise effect. You can barely see it unless, like, sometimes when you're flying you'll see like a stutter of like graininess in the sky. And that's what dithering does. It adds like a noise effect to kind of blend those two fields, or well, there's more than two, but all those fields of like color layering on the screen to give it a more smooth look. We are not in the Milky Way. We are in an elliptical type galaxy. I don't even know where. Like way outside the Milky Way, but there's the Milky Way in the sky. Yeah, check that out. There's the Magellanic Clouds, and there's the Milky Way. You can barely see it from within the atmosphere, though. Is that a moon? Yeah, I think we got a moon there. Here's the galaxy that we are currently sitting around. I don't think we're really too far within that galaxy. Let's touch down on the nighttime side, and there you go. Now you can see the Milky Way. And our moon. Oh, time is moving. That might be why it's lagging. I do have my laptop plugged in for once while recording, so I hope that helps a little bit with the performance. Is there anything else really? This planet is just a cold Titan. No life, so we can't be that. And it's relatively flat for a Titan. Got a few hills. Normally Titans have like huge mountainous terrain. This one's just kind of mostly flat, it seems like. Like, it's really smooth. Got a few craters here. Can Titans generate volcanoes? Yes, I think they can. Yeah. Okay, so we have volcanic activity and a very bugged out looking volcano here. I think these are active, but they're just very weird looking, like all messed up. But I think those are active volcanoes. Let's try this one, see if it's bugged out as well. Yeah, all these are bugged out for some reason. Definitely got the poor RNG on this one. That's kind of neat. Kind of got the planet's shadow not quite casting all the way across the ring set. So that's pretty cool looking. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from... if I can find an ID here. Ah, here we go. From Ellie. Or Eli. Not sure. One of those two. Ellie would have two L's, an extra like I and E or something. So that's Eli. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion here. Okay. That's a black hole, which has planets orbiting it. And it's also orbiting a star. Hope you're well. Okay, we got a lot of lens flare here. Looking at the berry center, it looks like there's two objects here. Okay. Got two stars here. One's a blue main sequence star, one is a blue supergiant. Okay. So anything that would be orbiting those two stars in particular can't be in good condition. You know, that's faring better than I thought it would. But it's still 926 degrees. It just doesn't look as molten as I expected it to. I expect it to be red and really like glowing. But yeah, it's definitely molten. Okay. And look at that reflection of these moons on the side of this planet. It looks almost daytime. It's so bright. We just hit like play, we could watch them like orbit around the planet and change the illumination on the backside. Wow, those are bright. Those are some bugged out motion blur. Yeah, look at that. Look at the illumination from the moon's reflections. Crazy stuff. And there's our very bright stars. So supposedly there is a black hole. Here it is. Neat. There's our parenting stars. I guess you could say they're parenting stars. What's the mass of this black hole? 11 suns. So very, very massive black hole. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Click here. And we have some planets that are orbiting around this black hole, but they're probably being illuminated by the stars over there. This is the closest planet to the black hole. Let's see if we can see the black hole without having to zoom in. I'm not seeing the light bending effects. I don't think we're going to without a lot of motion. There we go. Now we can see the light bending effects. You can see like a little bit of curve there in that star. So yeah, that'd be very hard to spot, but there it is. And our parenting stars that are incredibly, incredibly bright. This is the furthest out planet from the black hole. And it's still being massively illuminated by those stars there. Yeah. I mean, it's a blue supergiant. What do you expect? In fact, the coolest of all these planets is the ones closest to the black hole, and they're sitting at 126. I guess there is one there that's 125. So yeah, these are sitting pretty far from the stars, but they're still close enough to basically be molten. Or not molten, but very warm. Anyways, let's go and move on to the next suggestion. Let's see if I can find one. Got one from Oshi Jack. It's let's see if I can figure out how to search for this one. What? Okay, so it is an ID in the game. Frozen Ice World. It's the largest object in the solar system without a name. Wait, largest? Oh, without a name. Okay. How far does this sit from the sun? Let's just touch down on it. Smack. Our semi-major axis is 66 astronomical units. So Pluto is about 38. So it's almost twice as far as Pluto. And if we could zoom out here, get this off the screen, we could turn on our orbital maps. Is there labels in this? Can I turn on labels? There we go. So here's this object. And what is further? Eris or 2007 OR10? Well, for reference, here's Neptune and here's Pluto. So it's considerably further than Pluto. I believe that's the semi-major axis right there. That or it's a square. It's one of those two. Yeah, I think it's actually the square here. So that's a semi-major axis. So, yeah. Very neat. Select Pluto here. No, maybe it's not. Maybe it's this circle? I lost track of the other object, so rip. There we go. Ah, yeah, it's this circle that's the semi-major axis. Okay, so there you go. And here it is orbiting, just cause. A nice, very, very long orbit. Orbital period is 547 years. But when it's closest, right now. Okay, so when it's in like the closest period, it's almost within the orbital diameter of Neptune. It almost crosses the line there. So that's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Natos92. Let's select this ID. Get rid of that question mark. The ID is unfortunately not working. Is that because that S is lowercase, possibly? It looks like you manually typed this ID, so yeah, I can't get your ID to work, so we're gonna have to skip over your suggestion. The next one is from Vander Cosmic Wonder. And that one worked. It's a brown dwarf that has tidally locked habitable planets around it, namely an Oceania and a Terra. Though usually these systems aren't too realistic when parenting brown dwarf from that zone, partner star. Okay. Let's see. So here's our brown dwarf, a very beautiful brown dwarf, mind you. I love the red bands in the atmosphere. Very cool looking. And here's one of the planets, a cold Oceania, sitting at a temperature of negative 103 degrees. Now you see the giant tidally locked storm, the cyclone that's on the side of it that's always facing towards the brown dwarf. But one thing that's interesting about this is the planet is thawed on this side, and the other side's frozen. So it is warm enough to melt whatever fluid that is on the surface, assuming water. Which is pretty cool. Of course, that could be like liquid CO2, because its primary atmospheric composition is like negative 103 degrees Celsius, so I'm having my doubts that that's actually water, but a neat effect nonetheless. And then we have the parenting star, which is illuminating the side that's not facing the brown dwarf, so that's pretty cool. If we go ahead and select the brown dwarf here, we can select the Terra. Ooh, has an hellish red glow on this side, that's pretty cool. And same effect, but we have terrain as well. Very cool. Oh, I like that it shows the distance as well. Oh, we got some moons and all sorts of cool stuff around this one. So this is pretty neat. That's light coming from the brown dwarf, I do believe. Okay. Alright, he's saying that one side frozen doesn't make much sense. Yeah, it prioritizes the main star, which is the brown dwarf in this situation. So, it's always going to have the cyclone and everything facing that direction and thawed that direction. Yeah, that just kind of happens in the game. It's kind of a weird effect. Sometimes you could even get the storms to completely misalign with the, actual, like, terrain, the, frozen part. And you can get all sorts of weird stuff to happen. But in this case, it looks like it's always tracking the brown dwarf. But, yeah, cool system nonetheless. Let's just go and watch this do its thing for a moment. Let's, rotate with the object. There we go. Cool effect. I want to turn off the planet blur. There we go. The planet blur was looking very buggy and weird. A cool effect, and it looks like we have a huge comet tail on some planet that's either burning away or some asteroid. So that's pretty cool. While this does its thing, I'm going to go ahead and select the next suggestion, which is from D. Munich GD. Probably the most rainbowish planet I've ever found. I think this planet's going to be fabulous. Let's go. It's in the Milky Way. Oh, that is a very colorful planet. You got a bunch of moons inside the rings there too. Looks like we're next to Bernard's Loop. So we're pretty close to the solar system. There's a very misangled Pleiades over there too. Yeah, I don't think I've heard this song that much in this series. This one's like unfamiliar to me. Wow, this is a really cool planet. I love the kind of neon green bands that are in the atmosphere as well. Pretty cool. Let's go to the backside over here. Okay, so when the sun bounces off the atmosphere there, it's just green. That is a very neat planet. Most of the moons are like within the rings themselves. So eventually they're going to condense into more like planetary sized moons, I assume. Which is probably what this is, yeah. Temperate Selena. Very neat. Let's go ahead and touch down on this rock here. See if we pass through the planet's shadow at any point. Nope, doesn't look like it. But very cool. And there's the ring shadow on the bottom there. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from... I'm checking comment responses to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so this one is from Arcus, and I do believe this is the final suggestion. Let me see if I can select this. It is a beautiful desert moon. Paste that in. Here we go. I found near a nebula. Enter the time coordinates. Okay, let me see if I can select this. 2019, huh? And land between the twilight zone and the planet. Okay. Hopefully this works. Yep. Looks like something happened. Oh. Is this not the... That's not the right selection. Why did the selection change? I must have clicked or something. Okay. We're in the very center. Desert moon near nebula. Do we have a nebula nearby? Like, is this the right suggestion? What's going on here? This looks like what I had selected earlier. Just gonna reselect this ID and attempt this again. No, that's correct. You don't have a planet selected here. A beautiful desert moon I found near a nebula. I don't see a nebula. This just looks like the ID from earlier. In fact, I'm gonna double check that. Yeah, this is the ID Eli posted. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, well. I don't know what happened, if you were like visiting their suggestion and you accidentally copy pasted theirs or something. Yeah, I can't check out what you want me to see. So I think I'm gonna end the video off there. And also here's a dual planetary gas giant system thing. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave it a like. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified of my videos, because YouTube sucks and fails to notify people. Leave it a like, share it, and I will see you guys in the next video.